Welcome to Talking Heads. I'm Andy Shaughnessy with Printed Circuit Engineering Association. Here with me this afternoon is Al Block from Direct PCB. How you doing, Al?
Doing real good.
It's good to see you. Al is the PCB manufacturing strategist for Direct PCB. And while you're a new hire relatively with Direct PCB, you've worked with Greg for a while.
Yeah, I've worked for about 20 years when I was at National Instruments.
Okay.
So we were, I worked with them qualifying shops for National Instruments, and we would have different shops at different levels to make sure that we had the right technology at the right PCB shop so we could get the best quality and cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, because usually you don't want to go into a shop that, put your 4 and 6 layer board in a shop that's full of, laser, just because you're paying for that thing. So
Right,
you want to make
right.
sure you're in the right shop for the cost.
Right.
So, but my background on some of this stuff was, I started at Texas Instruments and Defense Systems, and I was a chemist.
Right.
And so I was over all the labs. So I kind of understand all the plating processes and everything, being there for over 20 years.
Right.
And then moved over to Selectron,
Okay.
which became Flextronics. And I was in the NPI group and did all the new product introductions. And so I would help them with their DFM, all my customers on their designs. And that's when Trilogy came out from the Valor system. We helped create it.
Yeah.
And so it was able to three-dimensionally look at it to see if it's a robust design,
Right.
not just Genesis doing 2D. So that, it's a little bit of my background on that, and so I've been auditing shops also for, National Instruments for over 22 years. And so when the China market and everything opened up and we were moving things overseas, I would go over and find the right shop and approve them and work with them. And, like I said, it helped make sure that we had the robust for the design that we were doing.
Right.
And the other thing I was involved in was PCQR2. It was a test board design
I like
for failure. So I was the chairman of the committee at IPC, and I'm also a chairman of 4101, the laminate committee.
Yeah.
And so I try to help with the IPC specs and the moisture spec right now that you have for storaging boards.
Yeah.
We help create that too. So the packaging spec that you have for printed circuit boards, at National Instruments, we help develop that, and now it's where everybody can use it. So that's a little bit of background. So as you can tell by my gray hair, I've been around a long time, and I've seen things, but from defense systems to commercial systems.
Right. So what are your plans with Greg Papandu here? I know I think you said you're going to China?
Yeah, I'm going to China and Thailand, and I'm auditing some shops that are not our shops.
Right.
They hired me to go audit some of their shops. So even though it's not our shops,
Right.
they can still contract with us, and I can help audit them and make sure that they're getting, good quality systems. So that's some of the things I'll write up a report and tell them what the pluses and minuses of the shops, and if there's something that's an issue where they can improve. Because that's the other thing I did with National Instruments when we were auditing shops. We would write the pluses and the minuses where we would want to see a supplier improve, because you always find something that's kind of a got you.
Yeah.
And so all of us can improve.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that's the kind of things with my experience, I would help try to bring them up to that level that we would expect for those things. Because it's simple things like you would see they're not storing the desiccant properly. So it was being absorbed moisture. And so the desiccant wasn't doing its job. So just the simple things like that they didn't even catch, we try to help them, get where I can guarantee my boards are going to survive and when they're stored,
Right.
and then assemble them, and I won't have any problems with, delamination when I'm running it over,
Right.
the process.
Right.
So, and so the other thing I kind of did, I look at SMTA shops. I might be able to, we would go and look at those when I was at National Instruments to see if there was any issues. And also at National, we had our own in-house assembly in Hungary and Penang. And so I would help them with that and look at their designs when our designers were designing to make sure that we were robust. So I look at all the DFM for it. And in fact, I helped write the DFM design guideline for National Instruments.
Cool.
And, over the years as technology changed, because, with now Microbee is with 3 mil cores.
Yeah.
We have a thing there. It brings up new things that you never thought about. Like you put a tooling hole in there in a 3 mil core, and there's a ground plane underneath it. you tighten that screw down. Well, 3 mils is a hair.
Right.
It shorts it out.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that, we now, didn't understand at first.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's part of the DFM guidelines, some of the rules, and to make sure you got copper keep outs in these areas,
Right.
things like that, and just the microvia rules and things. And so even now, even with solder mask, now you're doing solder mask defined pads for BGA pads. So you can make sure on these small fine pitch parts that you keep the same size pad so you have good soldering ability.
Right.
So these are things I've learned over the years as technology changed.
Well, it sounds like you're getting to kind of write your own job description as you go, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm staying in the industry and why I came back with Greg,
Mm-hmm.
because I enjoy doing this stuff and I like teaching people.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to bring people up to speed. And so I try to share this knowledge, across the different networks. And that's why I'm involved still in IPC.
Yeah.
And, because, I'm trying to bring, and, like the paper I'm giving tomorrow on the lost art of auditing, because in the U.S., there's no one behind, people like me that are old, that are going to eventually age out of the market. There's no one to backfill us.
Right.
And so that's a really concern now. And so that's why I'm trying to do that, is educate others before I just decide just to be full-time chicken farmer.
Right.
So-
Right. So, yeah. So where are they going to come? Where are the auditors of the future going to come?
Exactly.
I mean, we got to start. They got to start learning it now.
Right. And so that's why I'm trying to, bring other people into it and think about it for their companies.
Right.
Where are you going to do it, and who do you want to bring up to speed? And that's some of the things I want to help with the DFM part of it. We can look at with Greg. That's why he brought me in. I can talk to your people if you need a printed circuit board, but also when you're at ground level and ground zero, I can say, hey, let's do this, because I've seen, that's what I was doing with our designers at National Instruments and our electrical engineers. I say, if you do this and you use this type of connector, we can do this and make the board cheaper. And so there's ways before you get to the final layout, if you work with us early, that we can give you some ideas.
Right.
And it's not just, hey, give me your data and I'll build your board. Let me help you at the beginning, so because there is his experience now. That's why he brought me on, is my experience. I can help you be better with your designs.
Mm-hmm.
So
you've never found a shop that passed completely, right? Or
I would. There's, like I said, everybody has room for improvement.
right.
And what's really neat now, I gave a paper at PCB West about Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
Thailand now is all robots.
Right.
I mean, some of the places where I walk in there and they would just turn on the lights because there's no operators,
Oh, wow.
just to see the machines. And, you'll just see these little robots go over and pick up the panel and they'll move it to the next thing. And it's all automated. And so it's a totally different concept from when I was in the printed circuit board building it, because it was all operators loading the machines. Now robots are loading them.
Right.
Even though the labor's cheap, it's what you're now eliminating with robots is handling damage.
Errors.
That's the highest defect in any printed circuit board shop, is handling damage.
Right.
So this is going to eliminate that and make boards even better.
Wow. Yeah, anytime humans touch something, we run the risk of screwing it up.
Exactly. Try to do the same thing over and over again. It's hard for us to do that. So a robot can do it over and over again.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a really fun job.
I do. I do enjoy it, and I like, like I said, like teaching others.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even if you don't work with us, I would like to share the knowledge with you. So,
Well, I hope you find some youngsters that want to follow in your footsteps.
well, yeah, I hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good meeting, Al.
Meeting you.
Once again, I'm Andy Shaughnessy for Talking Heads. Thanks for watching.